Okay, let's do a quick mic check. All right, seems to be working. Right. Alrighty. Hello, hello, everyone. I'm just gonna finish getting a few things ready. I start here. I need to draw my center lines here real quick. Alrighty. Hopefully the painting process will go a lot smoother than starting up stream today. I swear, I would like I'm glad that OBS is free, but someone would produce a better software as long as they didn't make it subscription based. I would pay for that because oh my god, so frustrating. Hey, French fries, welcome. How you doing? Today's painting should be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and I bought a new little light I want to share later. Um I haven't really used it yet. I literally just got it, but I was really impressed with it so far. Alrighty. Oh, that's weird. Thought I covered all of this, but feels rougher than I thought it would. All right, we'll see. I primed this panel, but some of it feels very smooth and primed, and other parts do not, which is slightly concerning. French Fry says doing good. My work schedule changed, so I've been missing Thursday streams, but I'm here tonight. Oh, I'm glad. Hey Des, how you doing? You're here and in Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully Twitch is still working. It should be. Seem to be. Um, you know, at the to the detriment of my YouTube stream, but whatever. I'll figure it out at some point. Um, Let me just get my palette out. I'll probably have to scrape it clean. So I'm going to do that down here on the floor because I can put a lot more pressure on it on the floor than I can against my easel. So yeah, yeah, all this paint is dry. Just a second, I'm just scraping my palette now. I might actually need to go get my rubbing alcohol for this. It is stuck on there. For anyone who doesn't know, if you're painting in oils and you need a clean, dry oil paint, rubbing alcohol does a really good job of dissolving it. Oh, I mean, I am scraping the glass now with like a razor blade, the paint scraper, but the alcohol really would make this easier. It's just, I don't know where it is right now. I'd have to go look for it. Oh, here we go. All right, almost done. I got it. I got it. Oh my God. Oh, my paint scraper won't go back in. That's annoying. Anyways, there we go. Semi clean. It might. Oh, shoot. I moved my camera. Sorry. There we go. Alrighty. So, what was I going? Oh yeah. So I'm planning. I have a trip coming up, and um, I might be painting on location when I go there, and I was concerned about the, painting in the dark or something like that. So I just bought this new light. It's like it has a battery in it. This one isn't RGB, it's just a warm or cool light. But even even still, it is really powerful. Like, this is the lowest setting, but if I bump it up, it's really bright. So, um, so yeah, it's only like 25 bucks or something like that. So if anyone, needs a portable light, because I mean, if I turn off this light, right? I mean, lowest settings a little too low. Where I'm completely in the dark right now. Um, but you know, that's not bad. That's not even the brightest. There, brightest setting. And I'm like completely in the dark right now. If I don't want to blind myself completely in the dark, it's not bad. And I'm not expecting to be completely in the dark in my trip. I'm just expecting to be in, not great lighting and so on. There are a few cheaper ones even. Like I found ones for like 18 or $15. And I think the $15 one totally would be enough if all I used it for was like painting outdoors. But in case I need it for filming or for taking photographs or something like that, I wanted the slightly more powerful one. And it was only a couple dollars more, so I went for that. Yeah. Is it a non-colored light so you get accurate colors? It is. It goes warm to cool. So um, it has like, you can't see it. It won't. Will this one show it? Yeah, you see, it has warm lights and cool lights. And so if you get it in the middle, it's daylight. So like if let's see if I can show on I don't know if it'll, oh, this won't white balance actually. This says auto, this doesn't have auto white balance. So there, see it goes from warm to like very cool. They have RGB ones, which obviously are, RGB would be better in the variety, but it's also more expensive and I don't really need RGB. This is just really good for like, if I'm doing in addition to the painting thing, if I'm doing a photo shoot and I want just a little bit more light from one direction or something like that, this can work really well. Or for when I take photos of my paintings, this can also help. It does have a high CRI rating, so the quality of the light is good. So yeah. Like I said, if all you were going to use it for was painting, like on location, you could probably get away with a even cheaper version. But because like, just because of how bright that gets. But for instance, the last time I filmed myself, when I was filming myself, one of the reasons that my cell phone was where it was because I couldn't get a light coming from this direction properly. So I had to like plug in a light over there and I couldn't set it up where I needed it to because it's, not like it just can't do that kind of thing. So yeah. And then I bought, where is it? I bought this like gooseneck arm that just has like the, the little camera screw in it, like that and like that. So I can screw this to a clamp like the one that's holding my camera right now, and I can, screw the light there. I might need to get another clamp though, because we'll see. I'll worry about that another time. But, that's all. Pretty easy, though. All right. Let's get this painting started. Should probably do that, huh? I'm curious how many people are going to guess just based on the title of today's stream what I'm painting. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it because like took me a while and I did some research and so on till I found, a light that I thought was good. But like I said, they do have cheaper ones out there if you really want to be, I don't want to say cheap, but just if you don't need more, They have really expensive ones out there too, but like I don't think that they're worth it unless you need some of their like higher end, you know, some higher end stuff. I do have a softbox here, like it's right next to me right now. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can, like right here, I have this big softbox thing. The problem with that is that when I'm taking photos of my paintings, it glares off of the painting, so I can't use it when I take photos. So for anyone who I plan on doing a video about this, but in order to take photos of my paintings, I use what's it called? I use a oh, what is it called? It's a not a circular diffuser. It's a oh my God, I'm blanking on what the name of it. Um, oh, I can't believe this. I'm totally blanking on what it's called. Um, wow. There's it's a filter, but I can't remember what it's called. The filter thingy, I got one. Yeah, yeah. So I have one for my camera, but I also have them. I have linear ones for the lights. There. Oh my God, I'm completely blanking on the name. But yeah, it's a filter. It's just a plastic filter that you put over the light. I can't do that with the softbox because I don't have one large enough. And I tried putting it on the inside of the softbox, but the light is still too large in there. There's nowhere to like clamp it on or anything. So I have no way of doing that. Anyways, I can't remember what it's called right now, but sorry, I'm messing with this. I just want to make sure everything's in focus. There we go. Cassandra says polarizing. Yes, polarizer. Thank you. Goes back to lurking. Okay, thank you for lurking and thank you for answering. Yes, polarizer. That's it. Linear polarizers and a circular one for the camera. And I can't use the softbox to take photos of my paintings because the linear, I don't have a linear polarizer large enough to fit over the softbox. So having a small light is very helpful for that. And Des, that's great. You're submitting to a city project that's doing an art installation. That's great. Yeah, the polarizers work like magic to get rid of glare. It's great. All right. There are some tricks to it though. You can't just use like if you slap a polarizer on your on your lights and on your camera, it doesn't automatically mean you're not going to have any glare, but it really helps. Cinder says I was across the house mixing Bowie's dinner and saying polarizer, it's polar. Yeah. No, my brain just could not remember what it was called, obviously. Thank you. Okay, this paint has set a little, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of Gamsol. just to get going here. I really wish they would sell lights with like, a lot of lights have all kinds of filters that are like built into them or that like are designed to go with them. I wish they would sell one with a polarizer. That would be really nice. Yeah, polar they're not terribly expensive at all to buy like linear polarized sheets, but at the same time, like to try and cover the softbox, it would be like it literally I think would be more to cover the softbox than it was to buy that little light. So, you know, the right tool for the right job, type of thing. So today, let's see, Des says Mark Twain, all I can think of is Huckleberry Finn. No, 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 no. Um, uh, Tombstone, the movie. I don't know if you've seen it. Um, and if you haven't, it's basically Val Kilmer, right? He passed away like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I don't remember the exact date. And I wanted to do something, a painting about it, but I just didn't have the time at the time. So decided to do it today. And I was tempted to do um, a different, like I was very tempted to do a different movie because I I don't think I've ever seen Tombstone all the way through, I'll be honest. I can't remember. But I was looking through images trying to find not just um, not just what's it called? Um, Not just a picture of Val Kilmer, but I wanted to find a very interesting one. Oh, hey, welcome, first time chatter. Paroxvam? I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. Welcome. You're too slow? No, not at all. I'm slow to notice things sometimes. Welcome. I have a chat on YouTube as well, so if you hear me talking to other people or answering questions, that's why you can't see them. I don't have my chat on screen. But yeah, uh, so it's in honor of Val Kilmer, and like I said, I don't think I've seen Tombstone all the way through. I've definitely seen parts of it, but uh, the image I got is so good that I was like, yeah, I'll do this instead of what was it? I was going to do Top Secret, but he just slicked back hair. That's it. It's just like, all right, whatever. So, and you'll see for those who know my paintings, you'll see as it goes through how fitting this image actually is in my paintings, like that goes along with all my other paintings. But yeah, that's his famous line from that movie. That's why I titled it that today. Anyways, but yeah, Paroxvam, like I said, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Welcome. So this channel is mostly dedicated to my oil painting, and we talk about art and all kinds of stuff related to art, usually. Sometimes video games. I don't play video games on the channel. We just talk about video games sometimes, or movies. You know how it is. But yeah, welcome. A lot of people who come and hang out are also artists. So if you're an artist as well, welcome. It's something like por cos voam voam. Okay, that is tough for me. I'll be honest. Means pigs fly in Portuguese. That's funny. I like the name. It's just tough for me to enunciate. I'm, you'd think I'd be better at it because people have a hard time with my name a lot of times. But yeah, that was pretty good. Ah, awesome. I'm glad I got close. Some people have like a natural knack for other languages. I do not. I've ne never had that. I learned a second language. I learned Hebrew, and it was not easy for me at all. How is mine spoken? Oh, it's Liad. Thanks, Des. Yeah, Liad. Usually it's spelled Liad, which is closer to how it's pronounced, I guess, depending on how you want to emphasize things. So, some artists will say never put white into your blacks or your darks because it will muddy it or make it milky or something like that. But when your colors are this dark, sometimes there's no options. You have to. Because I want to get some purple into the shadows, but like you cannot see any of the purple when it's all so dark. The shadows aren't actually purple in the movie, but I want to give it a little bit more color because it's a little what's it called? I don't want to say monotone, but you know, it's a lot of browns and some greens, a lot of gray, just not a ton of color. So I want to get a little more in there. And can always cover it up if it's distracting or something. So apparently my what's it called? I uh I I primed this surface, but apparently I didn't prime it well enough because some of this is still rough and scratchy. Very disappointing. I am planning on doing a review of this surface and, you know, give you a sneak peek. I don't think I'm going to have the most positive things to say about it, be honest. Like I did a single layer of priming, but it was a thick layer, and I'm actually shocked that not all of it's covered or that it like absorbed so much of it. So let me try this one more time. Uh Porcos Voam. Okay. Hopefully it was even better than before, but anyways, regardless. Are you an artist? Um, and if so, what kind of art do you do? And if not, that's okay too. We do have some people that just appreciate art that hang out here, which is always welcome. It's a little too dark. To be honest, I'm trying to learn, but it's a slow process for me. I mean, generally it's a slow process for most people. Don't judge yourself too harshly. Um, there are very few people who like it's not a slow process for even the people who are like unbelievably naturally gifted. It's usually a slow process for them too, regardless of what it appears. Well, it's good to see that this painting is definite. No, not good to see. It's clear to see that this painting is going to go through a really rough, ugly stage to begin with. Oh well. Um, uh, uh, Porcos says, for now, I mostly watch. All right. Well, I mean, I would say, obviously watching is good, but just do more, drawing and painting and art, just got to do it. And don't worry about if it looks good or not. That's later. Just start doing as much as you can, do the best you can, enjoy it, and, uh, you know, don't worry about the like results too much. And remember, sometimes your paintings go through an ugly stage first. That's okay too. like this one. But yeah, I don't like, I wouldn't recommend this necessarily, but I don't know if you saw, like, if you're familiar with PewDiePie, he did that thing where he like taught himself how to draw. Oh, I think he mostly taught himself. And I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing it the way he did, in the sense that like he didn't get a good foundation. So he practiced what he liked and tried to learn from things he likes, which of course everybody does to a degree, but he's definitely got some holes in his like foundation because of it, um, which are going to be a pain to kind of get past because he's like developing parts of his drawing ability, but other parts are very lacking. And anytime you get very far in one direction, it feels like you're going backwards when you have to go back and like fix those areas. So um, it's unavoidable to a degree. Like everyone ends up with like aspects of that, like with holes in their, in their teaching or their learning rather. But I just bring it up because like the way he did it was, through learning online and doing a lot of drawing. So, there's a ton of great resources on YouTube for like beginners and so on. Um, so, what kind of art do you like? When I first started getting into art, I wanted to do comic books. I wanted to do the, like superhero comic books. All right, I'm going to use the brayer to hopefully help saturate this a little. Um, 'Cause the more oil I can spread around, the easier it will be to start actually painting. And now I'm just trying to get the paint in all those little grooves. I'm already going to have to redraw most of this, so it doesn't really matter. Uh, Porcus, wait, no. Porco, Porcos. I'm going to go with Porcos because it's easier for me to say than the whole thing. It says that I like most of them, but I like a lot to watch people painting or sculpting. Nice. It says I like to watch glass blowing videos too, though I'd never do it. Yeah, um, glass blowing is cool. I wouldn't do it either, but it is neat. I saw a video of someone who made they made a neon sign, like a real neon sign, not an LED sign. Um, that whole process is crazy. I thought of it because of the glass blowing, because it's tubes of glass and you need to like these long tubes of glass and you need to heat them up and bend them, and it's insane. I don't know if there are streams of people doing glass blowing. I know there's YouTube videos of it for sure, but I don't know if there are streams. But yeah, the neon sign thing is just crazy. Like I can totally see why, how much easier it is to make like LED signs than actual neon signs. That says there's a competition on Netflix too. Oh yeah, there is that competition, a glass blowing competition, but um I think there might be more than one actually. Blown away, and that's what it's called. Yes. Well, they got a good naming idea for it, that's for sure. That's too dark. Oh, that's too dark there too. Let me change the exposure for my for stream. Hold on a second. Let me turn that off and let's see. Okay, the ISO is auto. Okay, here it's good. Here it's not. Let me fix that. That's a little better. I didn't realize it got so dark. I'm gonna have to put out some more paint in a minute. Just trying to get all the old paint out of everything right now. I forget that you can't see it most of my palette like you normally can. These square panels really mess the proportions up. Usually, usually you can see more of my palette than you can at the moment. I've seen a ton of paintings and images of oh my God, of Val Kilmer, because I was looking them up. I was trying to find a good reference for this painting. Um, don't think I've seen anybody, I mean, it might be out there, but I don't think I've seen anybody pick this shot in particular. Um, so hopefully, it stands out a bit once it's done. Okay, I've reached the end of my color. I need to put out more color. Okay. Um, no problem. Po- porcosa, porcosum. Porcosifum. Wilsum. Yeah. Okay. I think I got it right again. I don't know. No problem. I bought this tube of rose, permanent rose or quinacridone rose, and it was really well priced. It's a huge tube, 200 mil, which is bigger than most other large tubes. Usually the large tubes are 150, but Winsor Newton's, theirs is 200. Um, and I thought it was smart, right? Like, it's a good price. It's a little bit bigger. I think I go through it faster than I do with other tubes of the same color. I don't know, there's just something about the paint that doesn't feel like it, like I feel like I go through it so much faster. I don't know why. All right, I'm gonna take a photo of my painting now and do my little Photoshop trick real quick. So I'm still here, but I'm off screen right now, so that I can do my little Photoshop trick, which for anyone who isn't familiar, what I do is I overlay my photo, the photo of my painting and my my reference on top of each other in Photoshop, or any other program will work. And then I can see if I'm off anywhere and how to fix it. Kind of like using a projector or a you know, a transfer paper or something like that, or a grid system too. Very similar. I saw recently someone did a video where they showed how they can use uh, VR to transfer a drawing, you know, or a painting onto other surfaces, like like a projector or something like that. They use VR. Well, I guess it's technically augmented reality, right? Because it has to show you both the VR image and the has to show you the wall, and you have to be able to like position it on the wall where you want it, and then it just, you know, projects it virtually there, which is really cool, especially for people who do like, you know, huge, oh, what's it called? Um, like outdoor paintings, like murals. Alrighty. So some things are definitely out of place, but not too bad. All right. Oh, I can't see my camera now. Stop shaking. All right, there we go. And let's start with something simple that is clearly out of place. This. I got this completely off. There we go. Now the hat's got some better definition to it. I have always hated drawing these types of hats. I will say that. Actually, hats in general, I don't like drawing hats very much. Like the way that hats sit on the head is very strange. Like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. So I've always hated drawing hats. Like in theory, hats make sense, right? Because it's, like a circle that goes on the top of the head. Like you would think that it would fit, but there's always like extra space. And, there's all the hair and everything if someone has hair, or it sits, but then there's parts that, don't sit flush. I don't know. It's just, it adds a weird structure to the heads. I've always had issues with it. So I can't really paint accurate colors right now because I'm looking at my reference and my painting at the same time, like overlapped. So I can only kind of see placement. All the colors that I'm doing right now are based off of the colors that I already have on the canvas. So I'll definitely have to like adjust things as I go. Although that is something that's very similar to projecting, because if you use a projector, you cannot see your colors accurately at all. You can basically only use it for placement, and after that, you have to stop using the projector. Alrighty. It's a very, I know this is probably very obvious, but it's a very dark image overall. So trying to keep that and not lose it as I go. You know, it's so interesting to see how like unsymmetrical people's faces actually are sometimes. I know mine isn't symmetrical. I've seen that. Unfortunately, I'm aware of that. Uh, Excuse me for just a second. Okay, there we go. One of my favorite painters, who I've mentioned before, Jennifer Balkin. Um, she she does these paintings, and the amount of like color variation that she puts into her paintings, not just but not just the lights, also into the shadows specifically. It's just so like um, I want to say amazing, but it's so beautiful. Like her paintings are just so fantastic. And I definitely learned a lot from studying her paintings, trying to figure out how she does some of that stuff. One of the tricks, by the way, in case you're not familiar, but it's her values are like spot on. So if you turn her paintings black and white, all her values just work together. So the colors are less important in that sense, which is not entirely surprising, but that is the big part of the technique. And the reason I say it's not surprising is just because people say, value is king, value is the most important, and so on. This is, sorry, I missed who you were speaking about. Oh, Jennifer Balkin. It's funny because I was a fan of hers online, and I didn't realize she was local to Texas. And then I moved to Austin. I found out that she has an art school out here. So I was able to actually take a class with her. But yeah, I love her paintings. But yeah, if you take, I've actually done this. I took some of her paintings into Photoshop, and I would, you know, or actually, I don't think I even used Photoshop. I think I just used a screen grab on my phone and just turned it to black and white. And you see that all that like patchwork color that she does just kind of blends together in black and white. So it's such a cool effect. And you can see how just how important value is over color. I mean, you can do other if that's something you want to check. I mean, that's something that you can do. Like if you ever take a, you could literally take a photo, any photo in Photoshop, and like on a separate layer, scribble whatever colors you want. Like just scribble it, and you just set it to like colorize or something like that, and all the values from the photos stay, but then it's all just colored, random stuff. It all just looks fine. Like it looks, it looks like you scribbled all over it, but looks fine. Having said that, I do think it's fun to push, your paintings and color theory and, all that stuff beyond just like value. I do think that's a lot of fun to do as a painter. Single, single value paintings before, and those are so challenging, but so much fun to do. And all those like extreme high key and low key paintings are all a lot of fun, very challenging. Yeah. I also think a great way of like practicing different you know, uh, color techniques and painting techniques. And I also think it's just fun to push things, to push elements of your art to like the breaking point, and then like, okay, I can push it this much. Uh, that's as far as it goes. If I try to go further, it falls apart, at least right now. Try and get some of that purple back in here. I feel like my light keeps flickering a little or something. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I swear my light keeps flickering a little. Like just every once in a while it goes in and out. I hope I don't have to, I might have to buy a new bulb or a new light. Like, it may have just, it might be the electricity, or it might be just the light is at the end of its life. I don't know. No LEDs last longer, but they eventually die. One thing that's often really good about painting from like movies, um, well, it depends on the movie, I suppose, but a lot of times, they'll have the background really blurred out so that the actors can like take center stage. Um, if you don't like painting, scenery, that's perfect. Probably going to have to gray that out a little more, or neutralize it a little. If anyone's listening right now, have you been hearing any interference in my um, in the sound uh, from my microphone in like the last couple minutes? If so, let me know, please. Uh, Quick stretch break. It looks so much darker on my screen than it does in person. I already lightened it up, but it still looks really dark. I lighten it though here in camera. maybe this is okay. I'm gonna have to adjust the footage after the fact, but yeah. Uh, I moved the camera a little. Let me. There we go. Alrighty. I think it's about time to start putting in some of the light colors. Give it a little more contrast. It's a very dark image, though. Unfortunately, there are some lights in this that wait, that I can't put in now. Kind of have to wait till the end to just like hit them because they're like rim lights and stuff like that. And if I put them in now, I'm just gonna end up like painting over them and have to repaint them anyways. This part is very, like a lot of very subtle tones here between like the different, different degrees of dark. That is something I think I struggled with um, in art school, which was like um, what's it called? Bounced light or you know whatever reflected lights that are in the shadows. Uh, you want to get them right, and so you focus, or I should say I'd focus on them, and because I was so focused on them, I wouldn't get the values right. Um, they'd often end up too light, which I do think is a very common thing. Like when you have something that you're paying so much attention to, you often lose track of the overall thing. That's why everyone says to always like step back from your paintings, you know. Kept looking like his eye was looking that way and it was throwing me off. So I wanted to fix that. I think I'm going to have a comment about this painting so far, and it's kind of ruining it for me in a way. Uh, it's just funny, but it kind of looks like he's holding up a cell phone and taking a selfie in a mirror, which is very, very detracting from the overall feeling that this moment and everything is supposed to have. So I applied to this juried show, and we'll see if I get any of my paintings in. But it's supposed to be about like music and art, the combination. Um, and so when you submit your artwork, one of the things it has there is like what uh, what should the person, you know, what should they listen to that's like connected to it. And you know, in my head, I'm like, well, I would say listen to, there was one that has like a specific song or specific album, but everything else was just kind of like didn't have a specific song attached to it. So I was just more like, well, they should listen to, in my head, I was like, they should listen to what I listen to while I'm painting it, right? Because like I listen to certain music when I paint, and um, that's the connection. And then I was like, I stood back and I'm like, oh, maybe not. Maybe that won't help me get into the show. So I was like, I gave more of a generic answer because I feel like, heavy metal probably won't help me get into the show. I definitely think it could help in certain shows, but not this one. I don't, it's local and I don't think it's like the crowd for that. Oh, that's interesting. My brush is literally wiping the paint off the panel, which it couldn't have done before um, if I hadn't primed it. So some of the primer definitely stuck, that's for sure. It's so interesting. The hat just looks like a complete blob, but when you start paying attention to it, you realize it does have structure to it. I can't see most of the structure, but it's there. All right, friends, I'm going to be cutting this one a little short. I need to step away from the painting. I like where it's at right now, and I don't want to just like hammer at it until it's finished because I want to just kind of take a minute, refresh my eyes, come back to it and see what actually needs to be done because there's a lot about it I really like right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner, late night dinner, and just do that. So sorry I was cutting it a little short. Um, yeah, that's all I got for now. Um, hopefully I'll have this, I should have this done. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, we have a Dresden friend to say goodbye. Perfect timing. Perfect timing, Dresden. Absolutely perfect. Dresden! Oh, baby boy. Say goodbye. Say goodbye for me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby boy. So I'm working on another video right now. We'll see when I can get that out. Um, but yeah. Oh, baby boy. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I will be back on Sunday. And yeah, have a good one. Bye.